Okay, to start I am going to work on my eyes, and to do the first step in that I'll be using my little pot here that I fill with my own concealer. I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15, and to apply that I'm just going to use a little concealer brush from Bare Minerals just to pick some up and dot that on each eyelid. And then I'll blend it in. And then to remove some of the tackiness, I'm just going to take some of my Laura Mercier Universal Invisible Loose Setting Powder. The container looks like this. That's the bottom. I don't know if this will focus. There we go. Please excuse my cat messing with my background right now. He can't help himself. I'm just going to pick some of this up with the big fluffy brush, very little. And I just do that to address the extra tackiness. And then I will start with a MAC eyeshadow palette. This is exclusive from Nordstrom. It's a pre-made palette. So that's where I bought mine. And then my first shade will be a brow bone highlight, and for that I am going to use this lightest shade right here called Vapor. I'm going to use just any flat shader brush. This one's from BH Cosmetics. And then next I'm going to take a light neutral shade. I'm going to use this one in the bottom corner right here. This is called Omega. And it's just a taupey light matte color. I'm going to use the Sigma E40 blending brush and place that in my crease. Very smooth transition shade. Next, I'm going to take a Sigma E25, and I am going to pick up a warmer tone, and that will be this light brown right here, and that's called Saddle. I'm just going to pick it up with my brush and put that through the crease as well, but not as high up. And it's okay if some gets on the lid. And then with no additional product on my E40, I'm going to just go over the edges and make sure everything is soft. And then the next brush I am going to use is the MAC 286. It's like a duo fiber blending brush. Let's see if we can get this to focus. There we go. So it's just duo fiber, and I'm going to use that just to blend a little bit further. Just on those edges. And after that, I'm going to take a deep shade, this center bottom one. It's called Embark, and it's like a deep purpley brown color. And to apply it, I am going to use my Sigma E45. It's a tapered brush. And I'm just going to apply this on my outer corner. And I'm more so patting it on rather than swiping. And then with that same Embark color and a MAC 221, I'm going to work some of that into just the socket. And then back in with that 286 just to make sure there's nothing harsh. And from there, with my finger, I'm going to apply some Electric Cool eyeshadow in the color Coil. I believe this was a limited edition. I'm not sure. It was demoed on me and I really liked it, so I bought it. I'm just going to use my ring finger and press that onto my lid. And I'm also making sure that I slightly blend it over the Embark color so there's no harsh line. And I don't know if this camera is doing it any justice because it's really pretty. But I will include some stills at the end so you can see more of what it looks like. And I'm not quite satisfied with how dark my outer corners are, so I'm going to take that E45 again with some more Embark and just press them on the outer edge here. Just to give it a little bit more smokiness. And the next step I'm going to take is applying some winged liner, and to get started I'm going to use my Kat Von D liner. This is a little guy, it's like a deluxe sample. This is in the shade Trooper. And then I'm going to go in with a different liquid liner because that one is just slightly patchy. I'm going to use the Tarte Precision Longwear Liner from Lights Camera Lashes line. Next step for the upper eye area is mascara, and for that I'm using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. So while that's drying, I will prepare my falsies. The falsies I am using today are from House of Lashes, and they are in the style Siren. These are my favorite. Last time I made an order with House of Lashes, I bought 6 pairs of these because I love them so much. And I get very sad when I run out of them. They're just wispy, they're longest in the center, so they just make your eyes look ginormous. Then the glue I'm using is also from House of Lashes. It is their eyelash adhesive. This is my absolute favorite eyelash glue as well. It is latex free, which means it doesn't irritate my lids. I don't necessarily have a latex allergy, but eye space is the most sensitive skin. And while I wait for that glue to become tacky, I'm going to apply my makeup primer, my Skindinavia makeup primer spray. Love this stuff. Bought it on the recommendation of Laura Lee. And if you don't watch her, you should. So I just spritz this all over my face like I would a setting spray. And one of the things I really like about that, besides the fact that it prolongs the wear of my makeup, is that it goes on in such a fine mist that it doesn't take long. I'll just be using any pair of tweezers. These are Revlon tweezers just to grab the lash. And I'm going to use just a little handheld mirror from House of Lashes that was free with my last order to get a closer view of my application. And the glue will dry clear. So zoom in. It's about as far as I can zoom a person in, but I will always hold my mirror below my face, and I'll look down and I'll come in from above. And I'll set them on top in the center and just let them hang out for a moment to anchor. And then I'll anchor down the outer portions. And then if I still feel I need to do any further adjustments, I will just pinch them to my natural lashes and also push them back. And then when the glue dries a little bit more, I will then go over that with some more black eyeliner just to make sure that we have nothing shiny or white if it doesn't dry clear completely. So in the meantime, I'm going to get started on my complexion, and my first step here will be to use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NW10. I am the fairest shade that MAC manufactures and sells, and I did buy my pump separate. I'm just going to give this a good shake, and then I just used the lid of a Bath & Body Works candle as my palette. I saw that recommended in a comment feed on another YouTube video, and I thought that was entirely genius to do that. So now I do that, and it saves a lot of time. My initial tool for applying the foundation to my face will be this large duo fiber brush. It came from BH Cosmetics. I bought it a couple years ago for $5 or $6, and I just will dot this all over my face with this brush. And onto my neck, which is where I'll use the brush to blend it in. And a little bit on the ears. Doing this helps avoid that line of demarcation that is not very attractive. And I'll also pick some up and dot it all over my forehead and temple areas. Nose. I'm gonna tuck away my nose ring, get it out of my way. And I'm not really going to worry about getting it on my under eyes, solely because I will be putting concealer there, and the more product you put, the more it can move around, the more it can cake up. And in general, the less attractive it will look. But if you like doing it, and that makes you happy, and you like the end result, then by all means, do what works for you. I just find this to work for me. And then to blend all of this craziness out, I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. I'm just pressing that in. I'll work it into my hairline so I don't have a funny halo look. And then I'll pick up a little bit more from the palette and just press that over a little blemish here. And a little bit more over the nose. And so far the skin looks pretty perfected. I find that using the duo fiber to dot it and then a beauty blender to press that in and help distribute the product yields a really pretty result. It doesn't look cakey. I don't end up applying too much product. With that same Bare Minerals concealer brush, I'm going to pick up my Pro Longwear in NC15, excuse me, and I'm going to apply that under my eyes as my concealer and highlight. And then also a little on the chin, down the nose, and just a little in the center of my forehead, like so. Really attractive, right? And then I'll use that same beauty blender to blend it out, but it's getting a little bit dry, so I'm just going to spray it with some Fix Plus just to give it a little something to blend out my product. And I'll use the round end to do the chin and the forehead. And between the brow. And then I'll use this side here to get down my nose, to just press that in. And just ensure that we don't have a harsh line after the liner area where we have pressed in our concealer. And that's that. The next step I'm going to take is to set my concealer and my foundation. To set my concealer today, I'm going to use 3 colors out of here. I'm going to use Vanilla from Anastasia Beverly Hills, Emphasize from MAC Pro line. I bought this off their website. I am not a pro. I don't have a pro card, but you can still buy it. And then Banana from the Anastasia Beverly Hills offerings as well. The Banana and Vanilla powders I got from her contour kit, but they're magnetized, so I just took them out and put them in this little Z palette. And to apply those, I'm going to use my e.l.f. small tapered brush. It's just like the Sigma F35 brush. I have that brush too, and I really love it. I just like that this brush was $3. And then when it comes to applying this powder, I'm just going to gently press it under my eye over that concealer, making sure that I'm just pressing and not swiping. If you swipe while your concealer is still tacky, you will move it and it will ball up and it will make you very frustrated. Once you've set it, then you can dust it a little if you need to. And it won't disturb your concealer because you have already set it. And that is that portion of setting the under eyes. To set the face, I'm going to use my big fluffy BH Cosmetics face powder brush, I believe, and my same Laura Mercier Universal Invisible Loose Setting Powder. This is much more finely milled than that transparent loose setting powder that so many people like to use. I just prefer this one. And I will just lightly So to contour, I'm going to use my Sigma F05 contour brush. And I'm not really coming in much farther than the eye here, the end of my eye and down, so about here. I'm going to just pick up a little of this product at a time. I'm going to get my contour. And then same for the other side. Well, that might be looking a little harsh. Don't worry, because we are going to blend it away. For that, I'm going to use my e.l.f. small stipple brush. Looks a lot like one made by MAC, except this is $3, and I don't know how much the one from MAC is. But just small motions blending upward. And it softens that contour. And if we're still feeling a little anxious about that, we can always pick up some of that leftover foundation that's remaining on the palette here. And just kind of swipe along to clean it up a little. And that's the contour. For blush, I'm going to use my large angled contour, Sigma F40, and I will be using a blush by Makeup Geek in the shade Head Over Heels. It's this pinky color right here. Will focus. And in general, it's a matte color. I'm just going to take my brush and touch it once. It picks up quite a bit. Tap off the excess and give a fake smile and start applying the blush on the outer half of my apple and back and up. And that's the blush. It's got a little bit of a glow to it. And then to highlight the face, I'm going to use Oh Darling Extra Dimension Skin Finish Highlighter. This is a limited edition item. I am sorry for those of you who can't find it. I took off work on launch day just to go to the MAC store at the Mall of America to pick this up. I'm going to use my tapered highlighter F35 from Sigma and go to town. Cheekbones, cheeks, it's gonna go on my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, a little bit on the forehead. I want to look like a disco ball. Oh, so pretty. So beautiful. Okay, so my camera overheated and had to power off on its own. So I am back to complete the rest of this look, and to do so I am just going to do my bottom lash line and lips, and then of course set everything. So to do my bottom lash line, I am going to take this color right here. It is called Wedge, I believe, and I'm going to use a clean E25 from Sigma, and I'm just going to blend this all along my bottom lash line. And this is a similar concept to putting a transition shade in your crease and putting a transition shade, excuse me, on the lower lash line so that it will help deeper colors blend out more seamlessly. And then next I am going to take a flat definer brush. This one is from e.l.f. They call it a professional eyeliner brush. I'm using it as a definer, like a push liner. And I'm going to pick up Embark from that MAC palette on the brush, and I'm just going to work that along the lash line. From the very outer corner all the way in until where my lashes stop. And then to blend that out, I will take a Sigma E30 pencil brush and some of that Omega color that I first used in the crease. Just a nice light color. Pick that up and I'm going to blend out Embark. And all this is doing is smoking it out. It's not adding a ton of color, and that's just what I want. And that's it for eyeshadow on the lower lash line. Next step is to take a mascara. I'm using MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. This is waterproof. I love using this on my lower lash line. Keeps life easy. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't transfer. It has a little brush, which I really like. And the eyes are done. Then the last thing I'm going to do is lips, and for that I'm going to use excuse me, a Bite Beauty matte lip crayon, matte cream lip crayon, and it's in the color Glacé. It's a neutral color. It's perfect for fall. Very nice. You look good on any skin tone, I believe. So I'm just going to go in with it. This does not bleed. It lasts quite a while. And earlier, before I started this, I was wearing the Bite Beauty lip mask to condition my lips. So I'm not worried about how they are currently due to that having time to absorb in. And I'm also not going to remove any of the foundation or anything on my lips because this stuff is quite opaque. And then I just remembered that I want to go over my lash band with the Tarte liner just to ensure that I don't have any shiny glue. Now the eyes are officially done. Our face is done. My final step is to apply some of the Makeup Finishing Spray by Skindinavia. Similar concept to their primer spray, except this one will just set everything and help it last all day long. I love this stuff. Once again, it has a fine mist. It's just easy to use. And that is our final look.